Okay, hi. Welcome.
What happened?
I don't
Hi.
know.
Wait, can you
I
hear
don't know what
me?
happened.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Goodness, hi.
Hi.
I'm here.
It just decided to freak out on us.
What in the
What up, witches?
What
Welcome
up?
to the podcast.
Where we embrace the magic and mayhem of everyday life, including that. I'm Ellie. Welcome back. Oh my god.
That was hilarious. And it is exactly the kind of chaos, mayhem that comes with our magic.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't know what that was. It was just like black until I like moved apps and then came back.
Could not tell you. It decided to just be wonky tonight. My hair's doing weird things. Ignore it.
No,
I
you look
am
cute.
not in pain because I specifically saved my last hydrocodone for tonight. They gave me
Hell
3.
yeah.
They gave me, like, 3. So I saved 1 so that I
Ugh.
could take it with an extra strength ibuprofen and the antibiotic
Nice.
so that I could be pain-free for the podcast
Oh,
tonight.
nice. I just finished my antibiotics.
Yay, you're not dying of sepsis anymore.
Yeah, because last week we talked about UTIs and
Which is the perfect segue. Tonight's topic is the fertility, and let's not overreact. So, we are going to be talking about all of the myths, mysteries, and mayhem of menstruation tonight on the
being
fertility.
on the rag. Do you have another one? Can we go back and forth?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. Well, we have menstruation. We have on the rag. We have the time of the month. Our Uncle Tom coming to visit.
Uncle Tom, Uncle Tom coming to visit.
We did that in middle school because everybody knew who Aunt Flo was.
Oh right,
But
I
time
remember
of
that
month,
now. Aunt Flo.
Tom.
Everyone knew who Aunt Flo was, so we had to come up with another. I remember now.
So we changed it to Uncle Tom because you don't expect a male name to come up when talking
True.
about female
I love
problems.
that. If you see like something flickering over here, I'm still
Doing a
waiting
candle
for.
spell.
I'm still waiting.
I
It's
have a
taking
candle
us.
spell to do tonight. Cord cutting.
Yeah, it's cool. Get that
Yeah,
money.
all of a sudden I had like 3 people reaching out to me I had one person wanting a love spell, a $25 love jar.
Oh,
So
nice,
that I'm gonna
nice.
start working on tonight. I
Oh,
have
love
somebody
doing spell jars.
Huh?
Sorry, continue.
They referred somebody to me, a friend. Oh my god, I got a burp. Good. Excuse me. They referred a friend to me who wanted a reading, and she tipped me $5 and got, like, a 6-card reading.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and then I had somebody else randomly on TikTok message me going, "Do you do cord cuttings?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, I do." And so she gave me $10 for a cord cutting because I normally do like $5 for a regular candle spell because I'm using product. I'm using a candle.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything else
you
is
have
kind of
to.
negligible. The amount of salt I use, whatever, is kind of negligible, but the candle is what's expensive. So
Mhm.
$5 ensures I can replace a candle, even if they
True.
go up in price a little bit.
Plus, like gas and then like
Yeah,
effort.
the effort. It's to make sure I can replace that candle even if that candle goes up in price. If I
Yeah.
bought that candle for $1.50 yesterday and tomorrow it's $3.50, I know that $5 is gonna cover the candle replacement,
Sure. Okay,
period.
okay, okay. We get it. We get it. $5. We understand. You're charging $5. Okay, we understand. She's being very ethically sound here, guys. We
I'm
understand.
really not, I should charge way more.
You should. You're worth so much more. No, continue anyway.
When I get more demand, I'll charge more, but right now my customer pool is small enough that I'm just like, "You're gonna give me money? Cool."
Right? Yeah. Like, okay. I'm not saying no.
I'm not gonna say no. I might as well have, like, cheap prices if I'm got a small customer base. When I get more customer base, I'll have to up my prices because my time is valuable.
True,
For right now,
true.
I'm like $10 I made $40 in the last 24 hours just on commissions that I didn't even have to, like, be like, "Hey, guys, I'm doing a special." No, these people reached out to me. I had a regular customer, her referral, and a new person
We
in the
love that for
last 24
you.
hours.
We love to hear it. I
I'm like,
love that for
"Ooh."
you.
I'm like, "Ooh, karma." And I have been neglecting the fertility aspect of what I wanted to do with all of this, why like I started doing a podcast to begin with, like why I wanted you to join me with this is I remember being the mom friend in middle school, providing information on tampons and condoms. And now I send condoms to my friends in the mail.
She's a good friend. She's a good
And
friend. She takes
pregnancy
care of
tests
us.
and Plan Bs and stuff like that.
And all the anti-pregnancy. She sent me an anti-pregnancy kit, basically.
Yes, essentially, yes, an anti-pregnancy kit. Because, fun fact, you can get like a whole bunch of these for very cheap. A variety of these for like $25, $30. Like 100 of them for $25, $30. FYI. In discreet packaging in the mail. The little box packaging I sent you was the box it came in. So it's so nice and discreet.
Nice.
I love that. So that's called condomdepot.com, and I will show everybody later. So we're going to talk about things like that because these are a wonderful way to make sure that anti-pregnancy, anti-STDs. Well, more these ones. This one is a non-latex condom. This one's a skin condom. These are non-latex. Non-latex are less effective against STIs, but just as effective against pregnancy. So these are really good if you're in a monogamous relationship with somebody who you know is clean. Otherwise, if you're like somebody who has multiple partners, avoid these unless you have a specific allergy to latex. In which case, you should also be following up with your doctor, getting tested regularly, and, you know, all that other stuff. These, fantastic.
Ooh.
These are my personal favorite. Well, so far. These are pretty nice, too.
So far, she says.
Well, it's a sampler kit. They send you the year's world's best condoms. So you can get a sample pack of the top rated condoms from all over the world. Like there's a Japanese brand, there's a Chinese brand, there's various European brands in there. So like you get a variety of not just what is in your local gas station, not just Trojans, which are fucking awful. I fucking hate Trojans.
Yeah.
And Durex. Those are like what you get at the gas station. Trojan, Durex, and Skin. You can get all those at the gas station. I don't know if I've ever seen Pleasure ones at a gas station.
Just put out the candle.
Just for funsies, I'm going to share.
What's that?
It's ribbed for her pleasure.
Oh.
These are nice. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening.
You're on my phone, and it's like the screen is like that, so you're like that big.
So it's we are pretty much wanting to talk about the fertility in a fun, lighthearted way.
I have questions.
Exactly. And I want to answer them. And I don't know what questions people have. So this is going to be perfect because before I was trying to do this by myself and it wasn't working. And that's kind of why I took a break. So this, I think.
Yeah. Because I like well, not that I know nothing. I have had a kid. So like I have that knowledge. Experience.
You have experience.
Experience. There we go. Yeah. I have experience with like that aspect of fertility.
Experience versus information.
Yeah.
is different. I have both. And again, kind of being the mom friend growing up, I think it'll be fun to kind of share what our backgrounds are like in what sex ed was like for us. So like, I'll go first, or do you want to go first?
Sex ed?
Yeah, like what was your sex ed? Like you want me to go first as an example, or do you want to answer first?
You could go ahead.
Okay. I feel like I'm talking a lot because I'm stoned. I'm sorry.
No, I'm totally over here just like enjoying the sound of your voice.
I hear that so much.
Yeah, you could literally just talk for hours and I think everyone would just be happy.
You see, people tell me they fall asleep to my voice, which does not hurt my feelings. I actually take as a very high compliment.
You should like...
Because it means you feel safe with my voice.
Can you become like an audible narrator?
I want to. That's something I've actually kind of been looking into unseriously, just kind of like in the middle of the night scrolling, like how do you become an audiobook reader? Like,
actually, though, you would be so good at that.
Well, yeah, because I won't mispronounce misanthropy as misanthropy. over and over and over again.
I was thinking more because like you're very like animated emotionally in like a very good positive like you have the ability to like act with your voice.
Yeah, I have been informed of that a lot. The inflection.
Is that the word?
Yeah, I think so. I
Inflection.
can change the inflection of my voice, the tone of my voice, the accent. I mean, growing up able to mask, and I think I have an autistic hyperfixation on audio because of my audio processing issues, where I do the thing where you tell me something and I go, huh? And then I process, and then when you're in the middle of telling me back, I go, oh, and then I answer your question. Like, it just takes me a fucking second.
Same.
I'm
I
sorry.
can.
I'm gonna turn my camera off for a second because messy background, but I have to go turn off a light switch because my husband forgot to turn off the air compressor.
You're fine. Turn on reaction. Use hand gestures to send reactions during a video call. Hmm? Use hand gestures. Wait, what? We can do hand gestures?
Oh, yeah, now you can do, like, hand gestures to, like, pause and
Can I
stop
like
recordings and do
ooh
fun
ooh
things and
no
thumbs ups and things,
thumbs up?
but yeah.
What? Anyway, it just popped up.
Yeah, and that's on
What?
your iPhone, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I have to turn it off because my son likes to do that all the time with my mom. Yeah,
Cute.
and then, like, he gets frustrated because, like, he's not trying to, and all of a sudden, a heart pops up, and he's like, "I wasn't doing that," and he gets all mad.
That's so cute though. Dude, my lips are so dry. Sorry.
No, you're so fun. My throat was dry, I just took a drink. Um,
I might be doing
okay. So getting back on track now that it's been,
Sorry.
like, 25 minutes. Well, it's really only been, like, 12 minutes. Um, my background in sex ed, my mom was very open with me. You know, she was a teen mom. By the time she was 18 years old, she had 2 kids. She was very afraid that I would follow in her footsteps and be a teen mom. So I remember just always knowing where babies came from, always knowing what sex was, always knowing the correct words for penis and vagina. Um,
Continue.
that was just a really funny spot for me to pause. I was like, "Did I say something wrong? Are there little ears around that shouldn't be? What just happened there?" No, just
Nah,
Reese's
I
stuff.
had to pull out the snacks.
That is an appropriate reason to pause, actually. I agree, especially for
Someone
Reese's.
needs to clip that.
I will, don't you worry.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay,
Anyway, sorry.
so I always
Continue.
knew the correct names for all of the parts, at least as well as, like, now I know vagina is the internal word and vulva is the external genitalia. So now my children know that it's penis and vulva because they don't need to worry about the vagina until they're older and it becomes relevant.
True.
So, like, my son, he's 4, he knows that babies come out of the vagina and that it's a tube that connects the vulva to the uterus. But that's all he knows about it, is that the babies come out of it. Birth
That's all
canal.
you need to know. That's not confusing. Oh, I also brought protein.
Ah,
Cheese
yes.
stick. Sorry,
Cheese.
continue.
My version of protein often is peanut butter.
Ah.
Yep.
Little protein snack.
So my
Anyway.
mom, I remember being, like, 8 years old, and my mom giving me the talk of the first myth that I ever learned, which is all he has to do is put it inside you once and take it right out, and you could get pregnant.
I mean,
She's not entirely wrong.
she's like not statistically wrong.
She's not factually wrong,
Yeah.
but
But like,
when it comes to reality, realistically, everyday occurrence, that is more myth than reality.
that's
God
more
damn it,
fear
another burp.
mongering.
Excuse me.
That's more fear-mongering than anything, I think.
It really is. It's abstinence-only education, which is what a
Mhm.
lot of people got. Now, my mom was great in that she did not give me abstinence-only education. She provided me the information that abstinence was the only 100% way of preventing
That's
pregnancy and
true.
STDs, which is in fact true. But she
Well,
also told me that for any reason, if at any time I wanted to be on birth control, all I had to do was tell her, "Hey mom, I'd like to get on birth control. Will you make me an appointment?" And she would do it. To her credit, when I was 16, 17 years old and I said I wanted to get on birth control, she said, "Okay." And she took me and to a midwife, which I applaud her for, not a gynecologist, a midwife, to get me on birth control.
oh, they can prescribe birth
It's a
control?
nurse, certified nurse midwives. So just like an RN can prescribe you and you can see an RN as your general practitioner, you can see a
Um,
midwife as your general women's health practitioner, which is what
cool.
I do. I
Nice.
don't go to an OB or a gynecologist for my vaginal exams, for my pap smears, for anything to do with my feminine body. I
Nice.
go to a midwife.
Oh, how is that, like, insurance-wise?
Same. As long as they're with it, as long as they accept your particular insurance, just like any other doctor's office would, then you're
Mm.
covered. I know plenty of midwives that accept Medicare, Medicaid, and all of that. As
Oh,
long as they're
wow.
part of a network, because here's the thing, midwives have to have an overseeing doctor, just like any other nurse practice would. You have to have an overseeing medical doctor. So there's some kind of doctor that is overseeing the midwife practice,
Okay, cool. Interesting.
generally speaking. Now, like, for example, I think in Florida, the one that I saw down there in Orlando slash DeLand area, as far as I know, was entirely midwife ran. But the lead head midwife was also an MD. So she
Mhm.
was the medical provider, but she was also a midwife. So she was double certified there. She was certified first as a nurse
Wow.
midwife and got her medical degree.
Wow.
So that way
That's a
she could just
lot.
be the one and done.
Damn.
um, So my mom took me to see a midwife rather than an OB, which did wonders for me as far as making sure I got quality care with a really good provider that I felt comfortable with. That meant a lot. So I was very fortunate. My mom did do a lot of fear mongering. She did a lot of that, especially when I actually
Yeah.
did have a boyfriend that could get me pregnant, even
Ugh.
when I wasn't having sex. My dad
Want some
assumed I
M&Ms?
was having sex even though I wasn't, and provided opportunities so that he wouldn't catch us in the act.
So that he would or would not?
Would not.
Would not?
So,
What?
for
Okay.
example, Mom, sorry if you're listening to this, but I'm in my 30s now. You can't get me in trouble anymore. And my dad's dead, so you can't even yell at him.
I was like,
Nom, 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 nom.
"Nom, nom, nom."
Um, One time, we asked my dad, I was 16, my husband was 18, and we asked my dad to take us to the springs to go canoeing for the weekend. It's like a 45-minute drive,
Mhm, mhm.
less than an hour away.
Blue Springs?
No, Wekiva.
Mm. Okay.
And, it's very isolated out there. Not a lot of people go there anymore, and
Mhm.
there is a lot of nothing and nobody around.
Uh-huh.
Lots of places, right?
Uh-huh.
My dad wanted to go ride his bike that day. It was such a nice day. He did not want to go canoeing that day. He wanted to go ride his bike. My husband, then boyfriend, had just gotten his license, but did not have a car. My dad comes out with his keys. One second, just pretend this is keys.
Okay.
He looks at my boyfriend and he goes, "If anyone, my mom, asks, I gave you a ride. If anyone asks, I gave you a ride. And then he hands my boyfriend his keys to his car and says, "Go have fun, kids."
Oh.
He assumed we were already having sex. We were not,
Oh my
mind
God.
you. But we genuinely just wanted to go canoeing, and that's what we did. We went canoeing. I may or
Oh
may
my
not have
God.
flashed him, but that's the furthest it went. For 16 and 18 alone for a few hours, that's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The most we
Yeah,
did was make
actually.
out a little, and I flashed him while we were canoeing. Oh my gosh, how scandalous.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
My
That's
mom was
like so
pregnant at
fine.
16, y'all.
Yeah. It could have been a lot different. A
So,
lot
I
different.
got a lot of cold hard facts to the best of my mom's knowledge and ability, to the point where by the time I was 11 and I got my first period, I was excited about it. I knew exactly what it was, and I wasn't scared. I ran to my mom's room going, "Mom, mom, mom, I got my period. I got my period. I got my next change," you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so
I
cute.
called them changes because that's what my mom called them.
She called them changes.
Like, my first change was my boobs growing in.
Oh.
Because your body changes, you're gonna see things like your boobs get bigger, and I was embarrassed to, like, tell my dad that I needed a bra.
Aw.
So I was like, "I got my changes."
Your changes. That's cute.
Isn't that adorable?
Mhm.
Um, so what about you? What was your, version of, sex ed? And I'm gonna turn my camera off, but I am listening. I'm just gonna do my thing and
Yeah,
again,
no, you're good. You're
background.
good. Mine was more like, hmm. My mom like sat me down once in the fifth grade.
Mhm.
And it was around the she's a fifth grade teacher. She was at the time. Not anymore, but she was at the time. And at the same school I went to, actually. But anyway, so she knew when we were about to have the talk in the fifth grade, is my point. And it was either right before or right after. She sat me down and was like, okay. And she basically like asked me what I already knew. And I was like, I kind of already know everything. I mean, I didn't really know everything. I just knew like
Enough.
I knew like where babies come from, you know? Hang on. I have like Snickers in my teeth. Okay.
I was just thirsty.
Oh, right. Okay. We're good. And
Those
yeah, then she like, explained periods and I kind of already knew everything about periods.
Yeah, periods is, like, the
Um,
one thing they don't not tell us about because
yeah. But
yeah.
like, and she was just kind of like, she explained like what tampons are, and like what pads are, and like when you might want to use either, and that I could use either, and
Good
then
for her, because a
that was
lot of
it.
Catholic moms
Yeah,
were like, "You can't use a tampon."
my mom like never cared about that.
Good for her.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Can I
But
tell
yeah,
you how many kids I knew whose moms would not let them use tampons?
same. I remember like, I could name a couple.
Mm.
And by the way, that's all of Egypt
Oh my god.
because in the culture over there, virgin girls, you have to be virgin when you're married. You have to. Yeah. So, also
Hmm.
like riding horses is like frowned upon.
Because it can break your hymen.
Anything that could is like frowned
Which is
upon.
so crazy because, like, some people are simply born without them.
Yeah, but
Or
that's
or it, like, stretches naturally over time because they're naturally born with a thin one.
yeah. But so anyway, there's that. It's that still exists in the world though,
It does, unfortunately, because
places
we
where
don't
it's
have a
like,
matriarchy yet.
oh, and like it's totally illegal. Like abortions, illegal, totally. Like finding a practitioner is like an under the table kind of thing.
100%. Which is so sad because that's like where we are now, where I am sending my friend in the mail Plan Bs, which are not abortion pills, by the way. They are
Okay.
high dose progesterone, which basically stops you from ovulating if you haven't yet and helps thicken your cervix if you have ovulated to help prevent sperm from going through. And then it also thins the uterine lining so that if anything, it helps prevent anything from attaching. And then if something does attach, it won't do fucking anything to it. If something attaches, your SOL, sorry. Like, it only makes it harder for something to attach.
It kind of just like adds
Barriers.
barriers in the like Swiss cheese model, you know?
And unfortunately, the heavier set you are can influence how effective it is. So if you are like over 180 pounds, for example, really 160 pounds, you probably should take 2 instead of 1.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you that, of course.
Yeah, of course not.
Of course not. Why would they tell you that?
Why would they tell us anything?
Why would they tell us anything?
Hold up, my phone is about to die. I forgot. I didn't even plug it
Go
in.
get your charger. I'll throw this out there while you're doing that. Another fun fact, you know how they charge like $20 for various pregnancy tests? You can get the cheapy dipstick ones, and those are the exact same ones your doctor's office is using to confirm your pregnancy via urine test. Just get the cheapy test strips. They're exactly the same.
Oh. The one that like literally you pee in the cup and
You pee in the cup and you dip the little test strip,
yeah.
and those ones that you can buy for like $5 for 100 of them.
Holy, why in the
I'm
world?
probably exaggerating, but you know what I mean. You can get like a shit ton of them for really fucking cheap.
Who are you breeding?
Well, they're meant for doctors' offices or
I know, I'm
women who are
joking.
like trying to get pregnant, so they're testing frequently. You know, I bought them a lot because with my PCOS, I was trying to get pregnant for 4.5 years. I
Oh,
was
true.
taking pregnancy tests like every 2 weeks, every week, because I had no idea when I was ovulating for a lot of that time.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I had cycles that were anywhere between 18 and 98 days.
Ugh.
My
Me,
shortest
me going like
cycle where I
whoop.
ovulated the shortest cycle where I ovulated, where I had an egg released, was 18 days. So from the time I bled, I ovulated during my period
What?
on around day 4 or 5.
Why?
I stopped bleeding around day 7, and then I got my period on day 19. My longest cycle was 98 days.
What the
Again,
hell?
with confirmed ovulation, 14 days prior.
What the hell?
That is PCOS.
I don't like any of that for you.
It sucked horribly. I still have it. I still have PCOS, but now my cycles are
Have they calmed
becoming
down a
more
bit?
regular now that I'm
Yeah.
in my 30s and have had 2 kids.
And that now that you're like a little bit less high stress, a little bit more
You
low
know,
key.
it's really nothing to do with that and has everything to do with the fact that women's fertility really peaks in around 30 to 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, at least those of us with PCOS and other fertility issues in our 20s, we end up super fertile in our 30s and sometimes into our 40s because it's kind of like a delayed egg release reaction.
Oh.
All of those eggs we didn't release in our 20s still exist in our bodies. That's why a lot of us don't go into menopause until our late. My mom is in her 50s and she still is like currently experiencing menopause where she's like getting hot flashes, but she's still experiencing a cycle. She can tell. She's just not experiencing a period, and she hasn't for years because she got an ablation.
Mm.
So she basically cauterized her uterus so it doesn't bleed anymore, but she still has her ovaries and she still ovulates.
Mm.
And she has gone recently to the doctor, had her hormone levels tested, and showed ovulatory patterns. She's experiencing hot flashes and everything because she's currently in that process.
Mm.
She is in her 50s and is still ovulating.
Yeah, my mom went through it in her 50s too.
Mhm.
Yep. She's in her 60s now. Well, she's gonna turn 61 on the 13th.
I forget how much older your mom is than mine. My mom was born 71, so she's gonna be 55 this year.
Yeah, mine was born in 65.
My dad was born in 68.
Oh, mine was born in
Oh,
60.
that's crazy to think about, like, our parents were
And
born
mine
and
are
were, like,
like
little kids and babies during the first moon landing, and now our kids are babies during this moon, like,
experience.
experience slash
Yeah.
landing in 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
We're gonna have little kids when they land on the moon, we're gonna be able to point to
We have
them.
never seen that.
We've
You and
never
I,
seen that. Our
our
parents
generation.
did.
Yeah, they did.
My mom
Man.
didn't understand why I was so excited about it. I
Yeah.
was, like,
So we had
tearing up
never
and
seen
crying, and
that.
she's like, "I just remember them going to the moon a lot when I was a kid," and I'm like, "Yeah, they haven't done it since, like, '78." I'm
Yeah.
excited. They never did it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
She's like, "We used to watch the rocket launches together." Ooh, pretty. I was like, "Mom, the last time a rocket has launched was, like, 20 fucking 11."
Yeah, actually though.
It's been a long time since I've seen a rocket launch, and back then I was a kid. I didn't really care all that much other than, like, when I was a little kid.
I saw one when I went to go see my brother this past March in
Oh,
Orlando.
that's
Yeah. There was like, they were like sending things up there,
mhm.
like I mean they have been
Constantly,
constantly.
constantly.
Yeah.
It's
They
sad
send
when it's satellites for, like, Elon Musk, but it's fun when
usually,
it's for, human discovery of shit.
yeah. But I mean, it's kind of cool to like, because like you and I, we grew up right, like seeing that all the time. Like, Kennedy Space Center is only like an
My dad
hour and
took
a
me
half.
there a couple times. It was
It,
super
it was so close. We could literally see the rocket launches all the time
it
from
was cute.
where we lived. And yeah, no, seeing that again was like very, whoa, childhood.
Mhm. And in
Anyway,
our childhood, going back to the topic at hand, 'cause
yeah, sorry.
don't be sorry, we do this. We do this. I do it, you do it. ADHD.
Yeah,
That's why it's in more of a chat. This is an informal chat, folks. This is for funsies. We're
this
here
is our sleepover
for fun.
time.
So when we were kids, like you mentioned, we had those stupid little classes in, like, 5th grade and then in middle school.
Oh
We did
yeah.
the abstinence only one in middle school.
How did we end up talking about
Because, space,
space?
my mom going through menopause and then my mom, like, not being understanding why I was so excited about the rockets.
How did I don't
Because
even.
the ADHD. ADHD, it's I
So,
call
so
it the
that was
spider
my
web
right,
brain.
right. And then in middle school,
And then in middle school, we had the abstinence only version of the sex ed where they had
yeah.
those, like, 18-year-old kids come talk to us about how cool abstinence only was and purity was, and I got my purity ring.
Wait, what?
You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember
Oh
that.
my god, so they separated us this was, like, 6th or 7th grade. So they did 1 in 6th grade and 1 in 7th grade.
Wait, what?
Mhm.
Why do I not remember this? Have I
You
like
might have,
blacked
like,
this
straight up
out?
blocked it out, I don't
Have
know.
I
It was
blocked
pretty
it
fucking
out?
traumatic. Um
Oh,
It was pretty traumatic, like, they straight up gave the full-blown, like, purity pledge and made people feel bad if they had done anything. There were kids in our friend group at 13 years old who had already had sex by that point, by mind you. Like, so they are straight up shame this is purity culture
sorry.
shaming. Huh? Oh, what was it? Ah! I missed it, god damn it. Fuck!
Sorry.
No, damn it, I like it when I see it. 44.55.
Yeah.
I saw 44.55, okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So the whole time, these girls I don't know what the boys' side was like because they separate us by gender. I just remember being in it was the weight room, and we were all sitting on the floor,
I
and they
remember that
had this,
too.
like, pyramid up with sex at the top and, like, trust and honesty at the bottom, and they were trying to explain that, like, sex is at the top of the pyramid because you need to build a foundation of trust and love and friendship and this and that and marriage before sex.
No
And like,
wonder I blocked this out.
yeah, because
Oh
it's
my.
straight up purity culture propaganda. Um, and I just remember the full-blown discomfort in the room. I knew at least a handful of girls in that class who had already had sex, and they're being told that they're worthless, that nobody wants them anymore, that of course nobody wants somebody who's been used. Nobody wants to get a used bouquet of flowers. They want a
Ew.
new bouquet of flower, these horrible,
Oh
horrible
my god.
analogies.
Oh, the
Um,
analogies.
crumpling up dollar bills and things like that.
Ugh.
So they did that 1 year, and then the next year, we were in the gym, and it was more focused on, the menstruation. That one
Yes.
was more scientific, that one was more
I
health
remember
related.
I remember the weight room like in flashes.
Because it was traumatic as fuck, so it's no wonder your mind blocked it out, especially with your growing up in purity culture. Like,
Yeah.
that would
So
be
much of my growing up is just in flashes though. It's so like
I probably have more memories of a lot of that time at your house than you do.
genuinely, yeah.
I
You do.
remember one time you ordered a pizza and then slammed down the phone afterwards and screamed and ran away in anxiety.
Yeah, no, I still feel that way about phone calls.
You did it so well too. I think we even recorded it for funsies. Um
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, I just
We
vividly
recorded
remember you
everything.
on the phone going, Yes, hi, can I order a pepperoni and cheese pizza, please?" "Uh-huh," and then doing the whole thing, and doing perfectly, by the way, you said the script beautifully, and then,
We
"Thank
had a
you."
script.
Just running away.
I do remember that.
So, I have, like, a bunch of memories like that. I have memories of, like I will never we've talked about it before. I will never forget Nate in the back of the car. "What's pee a mess? Why is she
Oh
peeing a
my
mess?"
god, yes. Okay,
That
I
will
remember that
never
one
escape
too.
me. I remember
Oh.
riding our bikes to get ice cream.
How old were we?
This was in high school. We did it
Okay,
once.
okay, okay, okay. Okay.
You drove us to Ritter's a couple times.
Yeah, I probably have. I do remember driving you in like the with the top down.
We did we went with Casey to Chili's after my dad died.
I remember that.
I have that on video. I have that camera.
What camera?
The silver camera that
Were
we
we
record all
recording?
the dance on and stuff. I have the pictures of, like, the sunset that we drove to the park,
Oh
the night we stayed up
yeah.
all night.
Uh, wait, where did we go? Because I
We
have
went
so
to
much
the
of my.
beach. We
I
went to the
remember.
beach that was up by the park on, over in the Daytona side. Like, if you go over the Dunlawton Bridge and then you go north.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we like took photos with my
I
camera.
have all those photos that we took. I'll have to show you.
Yeah, you should show me. Oh man. Oh my god. I wish I could remember so much more of my childhood, but like until recently, I didn't know that wasn't normal.
Yeah, you're probably, going
Uh,
to be sharing that feeling with a lot of people who are watching this going, "Wait, that's not normal?"
yeah.
'Cause, like, my mom doesn't remember a lot of her childhood. My husband doesn't remember anything before 7 years old, and he's only just now started remembering in flashes, and that's because he's a dad now, and he gets triggered by our kids and things and
Mhm.
especially our son, because our son is a lot like him. So, when he does something that triggers him, he's like, "Oh, shit, I do remember being 3, 4 years old and this happening to me."
Same. I feel like that's every parent's experience.
Yeah, it
At least
is.
like if you're reflective enough, I suppose. I don't know.
Yes, I mean, even if you're not reflective, your body gets triggered and you're gonna remember whether you want to or not. It's whether you want to learn from it that makes the difference, I think.
But also sometimes your brain will just continue to like shut it out. And
That's
like,
true. And you might wonder, why am I so reactive? Why does this
yeah,
bother me so much, et cetera, et
yeah.
cetera.
Because like genuinely though, if you went through something like and you don't remember, like I mean, I don't remember a lot either. Your brain might just be blocking it out to protect you, and it is a coping mechanism. It's a protective coping mechanism. So it's adaptive, like your brain's doing its job by keeping you alive.
That is exactly right.
But yeah, not remembering shit kind of sucks.
So that's our backgrounds and what we know about like sex ed and everything. I cannot find my fucking book anywhere. So I'm going to do everybody one better. I'm going to share my screen here. Hi.
Holy,
Isn't that cool?
I got whooped over here. I was not expecting. Okay. Whoa. I'm reoriented.
Coughing.
We're good.
Sorry. Okay. So, since I can't find my fucking book anywhere, I figured this is the next best thing. I can show you the website where you can find the book. And you can also borrow it from your library. I know for a fact it is either on Hoopla or Libby, and or both. It might be on both. I don't know. But check your library and see if you can either get the copy or download it. This is a really, really good book. It's called Taking Charge of Your Fertility. They have a new app here called Cyclicity, and I actually was one of the beta testers for this app. I
Really?
was, and I got to meet the author's niece, I believe she was. So whenever I met with them one time to answer some questions and give them some feedback about my experience with the app and how it worked with my temp drop and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly do recommend this app if you're going to use an app instead of paper and pen like I do, because I don't want the government having my info. And if you have an Apple device, unfortunately, the government has your info. And I don't want them knowing when I'm fertile or not.
Oh, true.
So that's me personally. I do like using the app in certain ways still. Like I don't put my temperatures in it, but I do put my periods in it. Because again, I have PCOS and they're all over the place. You can't tell when I'm ovulating just by my period dates.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And what I do is I go in after the fact and I kind of mark when I ovulated. So that way it's after the fact and it's for my reference only.
Nice.
Excuse me. Sorry, I don't hide my burps. I don't try to be polite with them unless I'm out in public.
I love that you just like randomly burped away.
I try to be genuinely
I feel
polite by
like
like at least turning away or being like, "Oh, I have a burp." So that way I'm like
we need
warning
to like
people.
clip all of them into like a montage.
I need to. Oh my god, I totally should do that one day. Just go through and find all of the burps
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and be like,
mm-hmm.
and have the background, the da 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 da, just burping in time
Exactly.
with it. Oh, that would be so fun.
Oh my god, I love
But we need enough time to be able to do that. So,
it.
the cool thing is if you go up here, you can download her charts. There's gonna be a little pop-up on, like, every time I click a page, so excuse that. You can download the charts for either pregnancy if you're trying to get pregnant or birth control if you're trying not to get pregnant, which is so nice.
Nice.
There's also, like, an annual exam form down here, which you can't see because my little face is blocking it. It's kinda at the bottom there. We are in the United States, so unfortunately we use the stupid PDF versions. Apologies for that. Let me see if I can change my screen here to here we
Why
go.
do we use PDF?
So this is what the chart looks like if you want to do paper charts, which is what I do because the government can't track my paper binder.
True.
You just put in at the top there
Yet.
your month and year of the, time you're tracking. So right now would be April of 2026, your age and what fertility cycle you're tracking. If you want to include that information, obviously you don't have to include that shit at all. It's all just fucking optional. I like having nice, complete little pictures. So I fill it out. you can put in the last 12 cycles, shortest and longest, kind of like I said. My shortest is 18, my longest is 98. And that's for my whole lifetime. So I would look at my last 12 and say, okay, for the last 12, my shortest is 35 and my longest is 55. I'm getting more regular. Cool. This luteal phase, the luteal phase is the time between your ovulation and your period, because that's when your corpus luteum blooms.
Why do you know all this? Oh my god.
Her book, the book that I read, the book that I
You're
read
s-
with this that has this chart in it that taught me
you
how to use this chart. That book.
but you like studied the book. You didn't just
I
read the book. You are the book.
I read the book in a weekend.
You have become the book.
I have become the book. I've done a PowerPoint on this book, and I'm not even joking. It is on the Substack.
You are the book.
I am the book. Okay, so quick rundown of that. Because this is the fertility, and you kind of do need to know some of these phrases in order to use this chart properly. So the first part of your cycle is called the follicular phase. That's because the follicles are getting the eggs ready. They're maturing the eggs. So all of the different follicles, it's not just one or two. You have like 10 to 20 to 30 follicles in each ovary, mind you, that are blooming around this time.
Oh.
That's why we have like fucking hundreds of thousands of eggs, because a bunch of them bloom every single ovulation cycle. And sometimes they bloom and you don't ovulate. None of them become eggs, they become cysts. And that's why you end up with what is called like the string of pearls on an ultrasound of an ovary of a PCOS person. If you look at if you Google string of pearls PCOS, you'll see exactly what I mean. It's just literally all of these ovarian cysts on an ovary that just go in a circle and look like pearls. That's what it looks like when you experience multiple follicular phases with failed ovulation. They all just turn into cysts, and then they get reabsorbed back into the body after they burst.
Ouch.
And that's why we experience so much cramping and pain. Isn't that wonderful?
Wait,
So
what
the
the fuck?
follicular phase can vary in length. It can be normal for you to have a varying follicular phase if you're somebody
Huh.
like me with PCOS. It can be normal for you to have a very regular follicular phase and only have, like, say, a 14 or 20-day follicular phase every single cycle because you're just that regular.
Turn
And
my
anything in
nose.
between. You might have a mostly regular with sometimes here and there you get a weird one. So all of that is normal. The luteal phase is what happens after ovulation. The
That's
follicle where the egg bursts out of, that becomes the corpus luteum, the yellow body.
yellow. Why is it
Lu-
yellow?
because it turns yellow,
Why?
because the follicle part that had the egg bursts out, that turns yellow. And I don't know why. It just does.
Science, bitch. Okay.
Science, bitch. And so what it does is it produces progesterone. So your luteal phase is consistent because that corpus luteum will produce progesterone for a set period of time. And after that period of time, if no egg has implanted and pregnancy begun and taken over, then the corpus luteum will die and your uterine lining sheds, and that's how your period starts. So that corpus luteum's lifespan determines your luteal phase length.
So, is that how like birth control works?
Yes, birth control works by acting like a corpus luteum. It acts like you've
Oh,
already ovulated.
okay.
And then when you stop taking the birth control during the placebo week, so like on some of them you don't take the pills, on some of them you take sugar pills to maintain the habit.
That's what I'm on. That's what I
So on
have.
the sugar pill week, your body is
I have like 4 days though.
removing the corpus luteum, or the synthetic version of it, essentially, and the progesterone drops, and your uterine lining sheds. And then it starts over. You start taking the pills again, and your uterine lining won't really build up because its purpose is to cushion for a baby. You want a
Right.
thin lining so that there's nothing for an egg to attach to. So that's why you're only on that placebo for either 4 or 7 days, depending on the pack that you have. So for 4 days, you're not taking anything. That's a very short period of time for your lining to rebuild after shedding, because it's shedding this whole time and rebuilding. That's why your lining is typically short, why your period, your fake period, is short.
Yeah.
You don't experience a real period on birth control. A real period requires ovulation. You don't ovulate on birth control. You experience a withdrawal bleed because you're
Right.
withdrawing from your medication that creates progesterone.
Okay. So
That was a lot of words.
how does that affect like PMDD, the pill, I mean?
Yes. Okay. So PMDD is one of those conditions that is honestly most affected post ovulation. Because you are not ovulating on birth control, you are in a constant follicular phase that your body is treating like a luteal phase.
Wait, whoa. Hold up. Can you unpack that?
So the follicular phase is the part where your eggs are growing, right?
Okay.
And that is the part where
Follicular.
well, I do that because in each ovary you have multiple
No,
follicles.
I like
I'm a visual learner, so I'm trying to provide visual.
I like the visual.
Well, and I also do this because like in the weirdest thing that I didn't really know until I was an adult, your fallopian tubes are just kind of chilling there like this, and there's space between your fallopian tubes and where the egg comes out through your ovary. So there's just dead space, and there's
Yeah,
just
how does
these
that work?
fingers that creates a current. So they go through the current to get through to the fallopian tube
Current?
because there's fluid in your body.
Oh,
So it's
true.
like a water current. Imagine like a sea current, an ocean current. As long as
Holy.
you remain in that current, you'll get to your destination, right? But if you're too close to the edge, you could swoop out and go anywhere else in the body.
So do I have just like eggs flying around?
Yes, you totally could. That's actually a thing. That is how that is how ectopic pregnancies happen. One of the
Huh?
myths is that ectopic pregnancies are only in the fallopian tubes. I just taught this to my mother. Am I being too loud?
No, you took that without sharing. Like you sat there, brought it down, showed it in my face, sat there, packed the bowl, and then you walked away. You didn't share.
I did so. I said, take
No,
the
you didn't.
first hit because I'm taking it up with me. I watched you take a hit after you jumped out of the plane,
Whatever.
and then I took it up with me. Don't even.
I want
I
chocolate.
let you have a hit. You're so stoned you forgot. You're so stoned you forgot.
You guys.
You're so
Sharing
stoned.
is caring, so fuck
I
you.
shared. I brought it
No,
down.
she didn't. No, she
I
didn't.
brought it down.
No, she
I
didn't.
packed it. I said, here, you take the first hit. I waited patiently while he jumped out of the plane because he's playing Call of Duty. And then I handed it to him while he was doing the floaty down.
Because he's playing
with the
Call
damn
of Duty.
parachute.
The floaty down.
Floating down with the parachute. And then you handed it to me.
That pain feels
And
helping,
then
ain't it?
yes, it is. And then I need some hydrocodone if I'm going to make it to the 23rd. I swear to fucking God. Hopefully the Wednesday one will work out, but if not, I need some fucking hydrocodone and I'm going to go see our doctor tomorrow.
Did you take it already?
I did. I took it
How
like
do you feel?
great.
Good. I'm so glad.
Are you guys still in the middle of the podcast?
We are still in the
We
middle.
are.
Yes, we are live streaming. That is going to be a
We're
clip
just chilling though.
because I so fucking did share. I shared. I gave him the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
I
It's
believe
not my
One.
fault you forgot.
The rest of the freaking hits were all hers. The rest of the bowl and everything else.
Yes, the rest were all mine.
As they should be.
I said enjoy because I'm taking it up with me.
I made a post of my bike starting off saying this.
Oh yes, he fixed his
Finally got
bike
it.
today. He's very excited about it.
Nice.
Any identifying features of our home?
No. It's literally.
Oh, nice.
fertility.
Yeah.
Oh. She purrs.
He fixed it.
Good job.
I posted it on the Ohio Motorcycle Group page. And I've already got licensed stuff.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, fun fact. There's a sperm graveyard at the end of your fallopian tubes. Because if there's a dead empty space where the eggs connect to your fallopian tubes, and that is where the sperm meet
I
it.
was not ready.
So every time you have sex,
I could have gone the rest of my life without knowing
well,
that.
too bad. I know this fact, and now you do too.
Oh my fucking God.
The sperm have to go somewhere before they get reabsorbed back into your body. So they just keep going and going and going until they go wee off the edge.
Is that true?
Yes, it is 100%
Oh
true. You can
my
Google it.
God.
You could search that up. You could look that up. It is in
Oh
fact 100% true.
Why does Mother Nature continue to just weird me the fuck out the more and more I learn about her?
Before they created personal lubricants to mimic fertility fluids, which is the egg white cervical fluid, which is on this chart that you can track here, by the way, under where it says fertile phase, peak day, period, spotting, or sticky, you can see up a little bit, there's creamy and egg white. Egg white cervical fluid is exactly like it sounds. It looks and feels like egg whites. That's stretchy. You could put it between your fingers and do like that stretch test. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Until I learned that is why it was called egg whites, I was so confused. I'm like, what is EWCM, which is all you would see in like the fertility chat rooms back in the day.
The fertility chat rooms.
You got to remember, I was trying to get pregnant about 9 years ago.
True, but I remember you being a mod in high school.
I was that's what I'm talking about.
I know you were not trying to get pregnant in high school.
No, but I didn't know all of the fertility terms for trying to get pregnant because I wasn't modding that section of the forum. I was modding the teen chat.
I wasn't modding that section of the forum.
I wasn't on that section of the forums.
You were on the forums.
I was
bitch.
on the forums. I was on the forums. 100%.
You were still on the fucking
which
forums,
means I was
bitch.
on the parts that they reported, but otherwise I stuck around the teen chats because I was a fucking teenager. I was trying to get pregnant.
Fine, fair.
So I didn't know.
I'm calling you a nerd. I'm calling you a fertility nerd, okay?
Oh my God, I'm such a fertility nerd.
You are. It's so cute.
And I'm a fertility witch, bitch. You know why?
Bitch.
Because all of my fertility readings have been accurate as fuck.
True.
Accurate as fuck. I have successfully predicted the sex of various babies. I have accurately predicted people's pregnancies. I have done spell jars for people the day they ovulated and didn't know they were ovulating.
Oh.
The cycle that they got pregnant. That was our friend.
Oh.
The friend that we were pregnant at the same time with.
Oh, nice.
I had a random feeling. I was like, girl, is it okay if I do a tarot reading for you? I know you've been trying to get pregnant. I have a feeling. And she goes, sure, girl, do it. And I'm doing the tarot reading. I got the world.
Oh.
And as I like looked up from the tarot reading, I see in my crystal ball that I have a fetus. Like a little bubble baby. I'll show you one day. I'll be right back because I have to show you. I have to. It's crazy.
Hey. Understandable. We're taking a coffee break.
Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. Okay. So, all right. Here's my little crystal ball thing.
Did you see my shoulder just like...
I did not.
Detached there?
My left one does that all the time.
Oh.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
See. Oh no.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, bitch. Welcome to the club.
See, there it fucking is.
So this is my crystal ball, right?
Yeah. Oh, what is that? Is that quartz?
It's just, I don't really know. My mom had it. I stole it from her.
Ah.
So when I looked up from her reading, I
love that
saw
thing.
it like, it looked like a perfect fetus. I'm trying to get the angle right. But it looked something like that.
I can see it. I see what you mean.
Like, I can't get the angle just right in the camera, but I swear to
No,
God,
but I see what you mean though.
my heart just started pounding because I saw a perfectly sitting fetus. Just the angle that I had it was perfect.
I'm so cold.
And the world card, if you've never seen the world card, it's the circle one for those who are listening. It's the one where she is within the center of the wreath.
I'm cold.
Probably instead I could, no, it doesn't have the pictures. That's right. Stupid thing. But it's the one where she's in the center of the wreath. And I told my friend, I'm like, not only do I think you're going to get pregnant this cycle, but I think it's going to be a girl. I was right. She ovulated that night. I did a spell jar for her that night, by the way, because I'm like, girl, can I do a spell jar for you? Because I just have a really, really, really good feeling. And she was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Because at this point, I'll take any good fortune that I can possibly get, you know?
Oh.
And so I did the spell jar for her. I gave it to her during her baby shower.
Oh, that's so cute.
And she told me like a couple weeks later when she got her positive, I think it was exactly 10 or 11 days later, she's like, Caitlin, and she sends me the picture of a positive pregnancy test. I was like, fuck yes, I knew it. and then when she found out it was a girl, I was like, I knew it. I was so fucking validated. I was like, right
so cute.
on. I was so proud of myself. I have been so accurate with that shit. And then when I got pregnant, which was a couple months later, right? I knew exactly when I was pregnant. When I grabbed the pregnancy test, I'm like, this is gonna be positive. And of course, it came back positive. I looked myself in the eye in the mirror, and I was like, it's a girl. I walk outside the bathroom. My husband's like right there. I show him the pregnancy test. He looks at it. He goes, it's a girl.
What the heck?
Guess what we had? A baby girl. I went through my entire deck and didn't see the world card because I was too busy focusing. There it is. Ha ha ha. Here's the world card, by the way, which I did not use this one. I used the regular one. The regular one has the woman in the middle.
Oh,
but you can see how I'm like, this is a womb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is a womb.
True. Yeah. Yep.
It was crazy. So
I got this new deck.
Oh yes, that's right. I'm so excited to see that.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think I'm just gonna start shuffling it while we're talking.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
No. Good idea, honestly. Good idea. On this one, so the egg white cervical fluid. Fun fact, they used to use literal egg whites as a fertility lubricant in order to aid the sperm until they created a more factory, FDA approved version, which
this is my first time with this deck, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
brand new deck.
So you guys are getting to experience this with me. We're meeting for the first time,
Woo-woo.
all of us together.
It's a very special moment.
I don't know why I put on a weird ass accent.
Because we do that sometimes because we're autistic and we want to have fun with our voices.
It's my brain just wants to be tickled sometimes, you know?
Exactly. And like with my burps, I don't suppress it.
Anyway, sorry, keep going.
I thought there was going to be some sound to that burp, but there was not. That was a silent one. That was a little depressing.
Your hair looks so cute today. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Oh, thank you.
I love it.
So that's a story in that book, by the way, the Taking Charge of Your Fertility book, where they used the egg whites to, do the thing, and it worked. But it was a funny story because they forgot to make sure it was at least room temperature. So she got straight out of the refrigerator, cold ass egg whites.
Oh. Oh.
She didn't. Her husband inserted straight out of the refrigerator, cold ass egg whites.
That makes more sense. That makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Neither of them thought to like take the eggs out first, but like, let's blame the husband anyway, because why
How
not?
many refrigerated bodies do we see?
Right. So this part up here, this
Not
is
many
where you
living.
would like mark the cycle day, and it goes up to 40. So if your cycles are longer than 40, then you just get a next chart and you just put like continued 41, 42, etc., etc., and you just adjust the times. Or you can treat it like a new cycle if it's particularly long. Like say you have 80-day cycles and you just want to mark and just know that you have 80-day cycles. You can just mark this as no period yet, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, what's that one?
Number 12.
The Patient Witch.
And
Learn
they
to
each
get
come with like a cute little affirmation.
Oh, I like it.
I don't know if you can read it. Is
I
it?
can. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary.
And it's like, so which arcana, major arcana card is number 12? I don't remember.
That would be the Hanged Man.
Oh, so that's what this is.
The Hanged Man is, in fact, about patience.
Cool. I don't know. That one just popped up first, so maybe
I've
this
been getting
card
that
is
card a lot. I got that card in a reading today for somebody else.
really.
They wanted to know about like a love interest, and I ended up giving them the non-sugar coated truth of I think this dude be a fuckboy.
Oh, shit. True. Might as well.
I disclaimered it. I'm like, I'm no fortune teller. I just got the ick from doing the reading. And the first 3 cards that popped up were the Chariot reversed,
So,
the 8 of Wands reversed. Both of those mean slow down. And the Devil reversed, meaning, bruh, you need to break some chains.
ooh.
So those were the first 3
Dang.
cards I got. I was like, ooh, fuck boy.
Yeah, I don't know about that. These cards are like really nice to shuffle though for some
I
reason.
love new cards. The first shuffle is so good.
It's so nice, especially these. So the ooh, okay, I just pulled this out. 2 of Wands. It's so pretty. Wait, I haven't looked at it
So
yet.
pretty. And I like that
She's
there's little
like,
extras.
yeah, okay, so she's sitting in front of a candle with 2 flames. Your decisions decide your future here, nothing else. And she also has like a
Ooh.
crystal ball. She's
Like my
watching the
crystal ball
yeah.
and your candle. Oh my god, the 2 of oh my god, we're the 2 witches.
True.
'Cause this is like the first time
Oh,
you're doing like a candle spell during one of our podcasts, and this is the first time I've brought my crystal ball.
true. Oh
And
my
you
god, that's
pulled the
crazy.
2 of Wands with 2 witches. That's insane.
The deck is like I feel like it was saying hello, like acknowledging us.
I love it.
I don't know, sorry.
I love that was so fucking cute. That
Aw.
was worth it. Oh my god. Whew.
Sorry, what else are we
Don't be.
talking
So,
about?
as you could tell, I'm not gonna talk this tone to death. So, as you could tell, this is like the part where you can mark what day of the week it is and the time you take your temperature. That matters if you are taking your temperature like orally or with like a manual thermometer of some kind, whether that's a vaginal temperature, an anal temperature, or an oral temperature. All of those are totally valid. Now, if you're using skin temperature devices like an Ava bracelet, a temp drop, or an insertable one like the OvuSense, then those you don't have to worry about the time. You can just straight up ignore that one and cross that entire line out because it's constantly getting your reading and averaging it out and giving you the most accurate one for the night. That's why I like to use a temp drop because as a mother who has infrequent and irregular sleep patterns,
Uh-huh.
I am not waking up at the exact same time every day after exactly 4+ hours of consecutive sleep and taking my temperature at the exact same time and remembering to do that before I jump out of bed to attend to a crying baby.
Yeah.
So I wear a temp drop whenever I fucking find it. I'm still looking. But in the meantime, I'm using what's called, I think, the Billings method, which is essentially tracking via cervical fluid only. instead of tracking through your temperature. And that is something you can do with this chart. So if you don't want to track your temperature, if that's simply impossible for you, you can still use this chart. You just ignore the temperature portion. You basically just you just circle whatever your temperature was for the day if you are tracking your temperature. And this one goes from 97 to 99 degrees. If you're like me and you're naturally low body temperature, then you're going to need to download the low temperature body birth control chart, and they have them for pregnancy and birth control. It just goes down a degree. So it goes 96, 97, 98.
Yeah, I have that.
So it just depends on what your natural one is. This particular one is showing the higher one. There's a spot down here for birth control method used. This part. If you hear my husband in the background, that's him playing Call of Duty. He forgot to close the door to the basement.
No, what did he say?
He's just he's doing like I got you, bitch.
No, you can't really hear it though. Oh well, I mean maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll hear it in post.
So the birth control method used is where you would mark if you did have sex that day. What did you use for birth control? Did you pull out? Did you use a condom? Did you use a diaphragm? Did you use a female condom? Did you use a spermicide? Did you use a sponge? There are so many methods of non-hormonal birth control, and it's just important to mark which one you used. So that way you can tell whether or not there's a chance that you could get pregnant from it. Because obviously the sponge with the cervical cap is simply not as effective as a condom. It's just not. And ideally, you'll want to use 2 methods of birth control if you are using barrier methods, like a condom and a cervical cap, as an example. Both of those together is a very, very high chance you're not going to get pregnant. Not a no chance, but a very low chance.
Condoms
What is
break.
Right here is you just circle the day that you have sex, and they use the word intercourse to make it palatable. But we know what that means. The Billings method, I'm 99% sure that's what it's called, but feel free to correct me, anybody in the chat, is where you primarily use this section here. It is where you mark your cervical fluid or cervical mucus, if that's the term you use. Everybody's different, but I don't like the word mucus, so I like the fluid version better. I don't know why.
Fair.
I'm sure other people prefer mucus over fluid. I'm all about the fluid. Because then it makes sense when I say things like, you got to check your oil.
Okay.
Got to check the fluids.
Yeah.
I could be talking about a car just as much as I'm talking about your vaginal canal.
They both need to be lubricated.
Exactly. Got to check your lubrication. I'm not wrong here.
Do you want to see the cards that just popped out?
I do want to see the cards that just popped up. Ooh, oh. Is that the 2? What is that? Is that the 2 of Swords?
Yes. Reverse. Why? Can you explain?
Because I couldn't see the name of it, so I had to guess based on the artwork alone. So I was proud of myself that I guessed that based on the artwork alone.
Why is this popping up though?
Okay, so the 2 of Swords is about making choices and feeling stuck.
Okay, this also popped up.
And that one is
Knight of Pentacles.
Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So the Knight of Pentacles is also about standing still. This is basically saying you're stuck in a moment of pause that you can only move forward once you make a choice. So just make a choice and go forward.
All right. I don't know why. I feel like those 2 popped up for someone listening.
Probably.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
So if you're using the Billings method where you're not tracking your temperature for whatever reason, you can't, it's not feasible, doesn't matter. You just don't want to, blah, blah, blah. This is a way that you can still minimize your chances of pregnancy and track when you are likely to get your period. Until I can find my temp drop, this is the method that I am currently using. And I have been right every time. Within like 2 to 3 days, I'm like, I'm going to start my period this week. And I do. Which is also when my period fluctuates.
True.
So you mark when you are having your period, when you are dry, when you are spotting, when you feel sticky. That's going to be this line here. So whenever you see a mark in these boxes only, you are probably safe that day for intercourse. You're probably safe that day to, crack your partner's back.
Strength just popped up.
Oh, and she's got the orange kitty on her lap. That is such a cute rendition of strength. And she's all cozy with her socks and the clouds on her sweater. That is adorable.
She looks so comfy.
Oh,
It takes strength to be soft or something. What is this?
oh my God,
It takes
that's so
great strength to be
cute.
soft. Yeah.
That is so cute. I love that deck.
I know. It's so freaking
Oh,
cute. This artist, honestly, Janina Medeiros, did we decide her name was pronounced? She's peak. She is, she just understands tarot, and
that
like
is so awesome.
her like renditions are just so like modern and like easily understandable for someone like me, I feel like, So anyway, I really like this deck so far.
I'm
5
so
stars.
happy. That makes me so happy. And that's the same author that does your Oracle deck.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I got this one. So yeah, thank you for reminding me about that. Anyway.
So this is just an easy way to figure out on any given day if you are safer or if you definitely are not and need to use a backup method or to need to abstain entirely if you really, really, really do not want to get pregnant, right? So these days are safer. If you are on your period, you're probably not going to get pregnant, although it is possible to ovulate during your period.
True.
Keep that in mind. The first 2 to 3 days are going to be your safest. After that, you're going to want to use a backup method. Especially if you have like a short cycle, that means you're going to ovulate sooner rather than later. If you have a long cycle, you have a little more leeway in the first couple of weeks of your cycle versus somebody with a shorter or average 28-day cycle. Once you see the point of change or the POC, that is where you have to be careful because you will usually have a few days of like dry or sticky. And that's just like it sounds. You don't experience anything in your underwear. It's like a dry desert sensation when you wipe after going to the bathroom. You know what I'm talking about. And during those days, you are like the chances of you ovulating in the next 24 hours is practically zero. And a dry Sahara desert is deadly to sperm. They are not likely to survive a few hours, let alone long enough to get to an egg.
Oh.
Your mama didn't tell you that during sex ed, did she?
No. So, whoa, what kind of implications does that have?
It means on dry days, sperm die.
Oh, cool.
The maximum amount of days sperm can live in a dry environment is 12 to 24 hours. After that, poof, they die and get reabsorbed back into your body as protein.
Oh. So
then we go into the point of change. The point of change is where you go from that sticky to creamy, or you go from nothing at all to sticky. It's whatever is normal for you, what is typical for you. If you're somebody who goes directly to sticky after your period, then you can usually determine that the sticky days are like your dry days. But in a sticky day, sperm could live a little bit longer because there's some fluid for them to like wiggle room into, and they're not going to dry out as quickly. But it's still not ideal. It's kind of like being served pudding when you need water. It'll do the trick. But you still thirsty. You still need the water.
I mean, yeah, pudding.
Now, creamy is kind of like milk. That's when you get like that. It can either be thick or it can be thin.
Wait, when do you get that again?
This is when you're getting closer to ovulation. The point of change happens when ovulation is close. So when you experience that shift from dry or sticky to creamy, that is when you have to be like, oh, okay, pregnancy can happen. My body's getting ready to ovulate.
Oh.
The hard
Okay.
part here, you're often horny during this phase. So you might be mistaking the creamy for arousal
else?
fluid.
Oh. I
Your
see.
partner might be like, "Oh, babe, you so wet," even though you don't really feel all that turned on.
Oh.
That's because you're not wet. You're wet. Down there is just happens to be ready for landing.
Oh.
I did not make that happen. It did that on its own, sir.
Does he need to know that? Do we
That's
need to
up to
divulge our
you.
secrets?
That's up to you, man. I mean, in the moment, probably not, but maybe later.
In the moment. Actually, sir, no, I'm not wet.
Well, however, it actually might matter if you are trying to get pregnant or trying not to get pregnant. Because if you're trying to get pregnant, you can be like, "Oh, yes, baby, I am wet. Come on, let's go." Because you want it. So, however you can make it about him, the better. If you can make
True.
him feel good about it, frankly, you know what? Yes, yes, baby, you're making me so wet. Come on, let's do this. Because he would rather hear that than actually, this means it's the optimal time to have a baby.
True.
So in the moment, probably not if you're trying. However, if you're trying to avoid pregnancy, that is the optimal time to be like, wait, what? No, I'm not. Get the fuck away from me.
True.
So it depends on your motivation.
True.
Now, the thing with creamy, it is usually not the most fertile. So if you're only having sex on creamy days when you're trying to get pregnant, you might be missing the most fertile days, and it could still be preventing you from getting pregnant as quickly as you could. So that's something to keep in mind. Because that would be like getting given milk when you need water. Is better than the pudding. It can satisfy your thirst a little bit better.
True.
But you need water. I asked for water, you gave me pudding. I asked for water, you gave me milk. I need water, is what these sperm are saying. That is where you get to egg white. Egg white is the water they have been seeking. That is the beautiful oasis in the desert.
Why do they want egg white?
That is like swimming in water.
Oh.
That is the optimal fluid for them to survive in because it is the most like seminal fluid.
Oh.
Imagine the consistency.
So they just like from one to the other?
Exactly. Imagine the consistency of ejaculate. That is essentially the consistency of egg white cervical fluid. The closer they are to each other in consistency, the more likely pregnancy is.
Did you tell her about me shooting the jar?
Oh, yes! He shot the curse hex jar that I have for you know who. And I'm going to read this because somebody's going to the bathroom.
Nice. I think that means, right? Oh, she's doing a thing. He's doing a thing. Do. Oh God, what happened? She's laughing. What is going on? Oh boy. She's like crying, laughing.
Why did you choose? Now I'm not muted. Why did you choose this one to go pee?
What?
I could hear everything.
Cry about it. I have to listen to you pee.
You didn't want everybody listening to you pee, so I muted while you went pee.
I don't give a damn. Honey, you forget. I was out camping out in the middle of New Mexico.
I know. So why didn't you pee outside? You were downstairs next to the garage.
Where there was literally nothing but a box and a toilet seat on top of the shit.
I'm just confused with you. You usually pee outside.
Because I didn't have to go until I came up here.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? That's fair.
I'm sorry I don't plan out this shit. It just happens. Fuck.
Let the man piss in peace, kitty.
Which
I didn't know you were so interested in my piss.
That actually leads into my next point, though, because have you ever been told that pre-cum can get you pregnant?
Oh yeah,
That's not entirely true, because pre-cum does not include sperm. Unless there is leftover sperm in his urethra from a prior ejaculation, then the pre-seminal fluid can mix with those sperm and come out. But pre-seminal fluid, aka pre-cum, does not include sperm. It is meant to be a lubricant that prepares the urethra for the sperm.
Cute. I did not know that.
So that is why men need to pee after sex or after ejaculation every single time. Not to prevent UTIs, which is why we need to pee after sex every single time, but they need to pee after sex every single time to clear their urethra of any leftover sperm.
And our body kind of does it on its own too.
Also that. But especially if you are relying on the withdrawal method, aka pull-out. Because let's be real, that can be a very effective method if you're using it appropriately.
True.
And not peeing between ejaculations is not doing it appropriately. You need to pee between ejaculations. That is how people are getting pregnant from pre-cum. It's not because pre-cum has sperm. It's because men aren't peeing between their ejaculations. Or they're not pulling out in time.
Oh, well, there you go.
And they're lying and saying they are.
To be fair, you milked me both times.
We were trying to get pregnant.
You were trying to get pregnant.
I was trying to get pregnant.
I just wasn't.
You weren't stopping me, so there, we were trying. TMI, my mother listens to this sometimes.
Go watch TV upstairs.
Okay, I love you.
Night-night.
He flicked me off first, so I flicked him off back.
They do that normally, by the way. Just so you guys know.
Oh wait, I shouldn't do that.
You should probably explain that that's a normal thing that you guys do.
That's why I did it back. Do you like my bendy finger? Damn.
It's so tiny.
It's so bendy.
It's so tiny.
I love you.
Wait. Take this Nutter Butter.
Yeah, take that Nutter Butter.
I'm gonna have another Reese's. I have this whole fucking bag left over. You see this? Like what? What am I supposed to do with that?
Give it
Would
to
you
me.
like me to send you some? It's
Yes.
all chocolate, but
Sure.
it might melt.
I'll freeze it.
Right.
So
bye, Ellie.
Bye.
Night.
We've been on here for like an hour and a half. Whoops.
I'm conditioned to blow kisses when I say goodbye now.
I'm conditioned to do this when I say bye now. I've been going later, witches.
Oh, true. You know, with me and my daughter, it's.
My daughter does this to my lips.
She does what? That?
She puts her hand on my lips.
Oh,
She doesn't
I
blow
see.
kisses. She
goes like that.
Mwah.
Oh.
And then if you ask her for a high five, she goes, high five! And I think it's because Miss Rachel on the TV does that. So in her mind, it would be like... We're teaching her, and she does do the high five. If we put our hand forward and say high five, she high fives back. But sometimes if we say high five and she doesn't see our hand, she high fives herself in the face.
That is gifted kid behavior.
It's very gifted kid behavior.
Oh my
She
fucking
is
god.
so autistic. Oh my god. So if you see or feel, okay, you know when you like wipe and it's like slimy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, what the fuck? Why did that just like glide?
Mm-hmm.
You are fertile. You
Oh,
are
okay.
ovulating imminently, like within the next 24, 48 hours.
Imminently, she says.
Imminently.
Okay.
And you need to either abstain from sex if you are trying not to get pregnant, wear a goddamn condom if you do have sex. Or if you're trying to get pregnant, get it on.
Giggity, giggity.
Giddy. Because that is the day that you are most fertile, is the last day of egg white or watery. That's where it's not stretchy, but you feel like you wet your pants all day long. And you look at your,
Okay.
and there's like this constant wet spot in your underwear, but it's not
Yeah.
slimy, but it's just
Yeah.
wet.
Mm-hmm.
And you're constantly thinking like you started your period.
Yeah.
That is ovulation. That is egg white.
Ooh. Oh.
So anytime you experience that, the next time you experience that, take note of the last day of it and count how many days until your period starts.
How many is it supposed to be?
14 is average, but anywhere between like 12 and 16 is typical.
Okay,
Anything shorter than 10 to 12 is a problem. Now, you should
okay.
not be ovulating on birth control. So you personally should not really be experiencing that all that much on birth control,
Okay.
except for possibly during like certain, like if you miss a pill or something like that, you might experience it. And if that happens, abstain from sex because it means your body's trying to ovulate.
Okay, makes sense.
And frankly, even if you are on birth control, if you experience egg white or watery cervical fluid, abstain from sex just in case. Just be cautious. Wear a condom just in case.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry, folks. Because at this point, sorry might mean literally your life.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Very unfortunate.
Save the world.
Now, immediately after ovulation, you go back to dry. You go back to this sticky, dry, or like nothing at all, where you go from like slimy, wet, watery, wet all day long, feeling kind of icky, needing a panty liner like all day long, to, oh, thank God that stopped.
Yeah.
That is when PMDD kicks in.
Oh.
And your
Lovely.
sex drive plummets.
Oh.
And ironically, this is the best time to have sex if you don't want to get pregnant.
Aw. How wonderful. What a
The good
cruel
news-
twist of fate.
The good news is that you can have unprotected sex from basically that point until your period. What is that? The king or queen? King of
Pentacles.
Abundance. Upside down meaning greed.
I don't know why that's popping out.
The billionaires, their warehouses are burning down.
True spirits just like letting it be known.
Hey,
bring this up.
Your fertile day and your peak day, that is the last day of your most fertile cervical fluid. So everybody's a little different. Some people actually don't get egg white and only get creamy, and that's like the most fertile they ever get, is like the creamy sensations. They don't get egg white. And that's normal for some people. That's totally normal. It doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong. It just means that that's your body. If that's the case, then you would put creamy, the last day of creamy, as your most fertile day. And your peak day would be that day. And then after peak day, you would mark right here. So peak day count. This is where you put like, say you ovulated on cycle day 14, right here. You would put a P in this box, and then you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way until your typical, or until your period starts. And that number would be your luteal phase count. So this luteal phase length right here would be that peak day count.
Nice.
So last day of your most fertile fluid is ovulation day. That's peak day. And then you count from there to figure out when you start your period. That's a Billings method without using the temperatures.
Cool.
With the temperatures, what you do is around the time of ovulation, so you would be like, oh, I'm getting like watery around day 14. Right after that, you go to dry and your temperature shoots up.
Oh.
So imagine this is like your midpoint, okay?
Wait, why does your temperature shoot up?
So say your temperature is normally around here, and then you ovulate on day 14.
Okay.
After that, your temperature goes up to here.
Why?
Because of progesterone. That's the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum starts and it raises your body temperature.
Is that why during pregnancy I was like so freaking hot?
Yes, because progesterone is high in pregnancy. Progesterone is high in menopause too, which is why we get hot flashes.
Wait, does it affect me because I'm on birth control too?
Yes, it does.
Am I like higher than I normally am?
You might be. So if you start tracking your temperature, for example, to make sure that you're not ovulating, which is something you can do on birth control. If you want to use this chart to make sure you're not ovulating, you can do that. That's a way that you can use these charts, even if you're on birth control. You just want to make sure I'm not ovulating.
Yeah.
You can do this because what will happen is instead of seeing that temperature shift where it goes from low to high, you would see just it being low. And it would just kind of go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And it would never go from like this area to this area. It would just maintain and just be sporadic. Or it could look like this and just zigzag up and down with no clear pattern. What you're looking for is a clear pattern where it goes from low to high and that there's an obvious shift in between the low and the high.
How do you know you don't have like a fever though?
You're not sick and it's typical for that part of your cycle. If after you ovulate, it should be like about a degree. It shouldn't be a lot.
Okay.
So if it's anything more than like a degree, you probably have a fever.
Yeah, okay.
So for example, say your
Right, 'cause I
normal
don't wanna,
body
like
temperature is 97.7.
Yeah, I don't wanna, like
Then after you ovulate, you might be around 98.7.
Okay. Yeah,
But if you're
that
at
makes sense.
99.7, you got a fever.
Yeah, 99 is usually when I'm like, "Yeah, okay, now I'm fucked up."
So most people will have between 97 and 98 be their post-ovulation temperature, and pre-ovulation is around 96, 97. Depending on if you're like a low temp or high temp person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The vaginal sensation and cervix are extremely important here. So you might not visibly see fluid in your underwear, or you might not, see it on your toilet paper, but you'll feel wet. Kind of like that sensation of peeing your pants I mentioned earlier, where you just kind of feel it coming out of you. But maybe you don't see it. Maybe like you check your underwear and it's totally dry, but you just feel the sensation of being wet. That's what you put here, is like a well lubricated vaginal sensation. You either feel dry, you might feel a little sticky, you might feel lubricated. That's what you put there.
Okay.
The cervix, you mark whether it's low, mid, or high. And that's where you can reach up and just feel it. If you can reach up and feel it, it's low. To be frank, if you can feel it, it's there, it's low. If you can be like, oh, yep, I can tell it's right there. It's a little button. Then it's low. You can also feel if it's open or closed.
Oh.
You just kind of like your middle finger, you could stick it kind of in the middle, and you'll feel like a donut shape.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of press in the middle of the donut, and you feel either a slit where it feels kind of closed. So like you press on it like that, and it would feel like a little coin slot kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll feel it be like it'll give a little.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
how you can tell if it's open or closed.
Ah.
When you're not fertile, it'll be low and closed and firm, like the tip of your nose. Like press the tip of your nose.
Oh, okay.
That'll be when you're not fertile.
Okay.
When it's soft, it's more like the tip of your tongue. You feel the difference in texture from your nose to your tongue?
Yeah.
I know that's kind of funny, but that's how I figured out what they meant by a softer, firm cervix.
I love that. That's so
You
funny.
need like a tactile comparison.
No, that makes a lot.
So
It's
if it's
yeah.
low, closed, and firm, you're safe. You're good to go. Sperm ain't getting through. It's a natural cervical cap. I mean, that's an easy way to tell. If it is high, you won't really be able to feel it very easily. You'll have to like reach up there where it almost kind of hurts, where like you're pressing on your pelvic bone a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's when you should say no.
That's when you either say no or grab one of these.
Oh.
If you can't find it, it's high.
Right.
The first time I tried to find my cervix, I couldn't find it and was so confused. I was ovulating.
No, there you go.
I found it 2 weeks later while I started bleeding on my hand.
Lovely.
Yeah, that was great. I was like, "Oh, that's my cervix." Pull out my hand. "Oh, that's my period." Fun fact, when it's low and open, it's 'cause your period is starting.
Oh. Well, there you go. Now you know.
So you're looking for it to be low, firm, and closed if you're trying not to get pregnant. If you're trying to get pregnant, then you want to not feel it. You want it to be a mystery. You want it to be gone and your finger searching for it. If you do feel it, it'll be like your tongue, which means you might be feeling it and not noticing it because it's soft like the surrounding vaginal tissue. What'd you get?
9 of Pentacles reversed.
Oh, so that could be a fear of a loss of independence, or it can be feeling dissatisfied with what you have.
Interesting. It's a really pretty card though. Wait, look.
It is really pretty. I like that she's in a hammock and she's chilling by herself. Is she eating an apple?
Yeah.
Very Eve. Very haha, I can do what I want, bitch. In her own tree of knowledge that she built.
Pause and savor the results of your success.
See? Oh my god, that makes me so happy. And then
But it was reversed.
And reversed, in reverse. Yes, because that's where you fear the loss of independence or fear like you'll never have enough.
I don't know why these are popping up, but I'm sure someone in the chat is like, "Oh, these are calling me out."
Mhm.
Anyway.
Ovulatory pain is something that not everybody experiences, but a lot of us with like PCOS do because it feels like a cyst bursting because that's essentially what it is when an egg bursts out of its
Wait, how do you know what that feels like?
It's like a really sharp cramp where your ovary is.
Wait,
So
I get that.
then you're probably getting ovulation pains from either a cyst bursting or ovulation.
But I'm on the pill.
Then it's probably cyst bursting.
What?
Mhm.
Is that
Very normal. It happens to everybody.
Oh, okay.
If you have PCOS like me, then it happens more frequently, but they do
Oh.
happen to everybody.
Oh, okay.
And they happen more frequently on birth control than off of it.
Wait, really? Why?
Because your body might be attempting ovulation and then the birth control is suppressing it. So instead of releasing the eggs, they turn into cysts.
Right.
which is what
Okay.
happens in PCOS. I personally think that birth control turned on my PCOS gene because I didn't experience a lot of PCOS symptoms until I got on the pill at 16 or 17. And then after I
Oh.
got off of it at 21, when I got off of it is when my cycles were all fucked up and I got diagnosed with PCOS.
Oh.
Like, I did not experience a lot of these symptoms until birth control. Now, I don't believe that if you don't have the gene for PCOS, I don't think birth control can cause it out of nowhere. But I do think if you have the PCOS gene, that birth control can trigger it.
I can see how that would make sense.
These are things I've learned over my 3 decades on this planet. 2 decades menstruating. So ovulation pain, if you keep track of it, you can use this for either like cyst pain or ovulation pain. That way you can keep track of it when it is like happening in congruence with cervical fluid indicators and other indicators. Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm like thinking of questions as you're talking. I have so many questions. So I'm glad we're doing this. Is she eating something? You are so tiny on my screen. What?
Sorry, I'm talking to the monitor.
Oh, that's a monitor. I couldn't tell what that was. I thought it was like a wrapper for like a sandwich or something.
Sorry. My son was looking up and I was making sure he was okay. Sometimes he does this in his sleep where he's like dreaming and
he like sits up.
yeah, so I was like making sure he was okay. He laid right back down. So it's good to track like when you're experiencing those cramps so that you can mark whether it's ovulation or a cyst. Because if it's happening in congruence with other things like a temperature shift and watery fluid, then it means it's ovulation pain. If it's happening just throughout your cycle, just randomly in the beginning, middle, and end, then it is cyst bursting.
That's so cool. I just have cysts bursting all the time then.
It means your birth control is working.
Sick, but it fucking hurts.
It does. The rest of this is more notes, and it's more just for your own reference. You can modify this however you want. You can use this in a notebook. You can print these out. You can, download it and erase the shit you don't need, change whatever you want. I love that she just has these as Excel sheets and PDF files because they're just so modifiable. And they're simple as fuck. So you can do those.
Did you say PDF file? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, because I've gotten so used to using that instead of pedophile.
I know.
I heard my regular.
Look at what just popped up, by the way. 7 of Swords.
Ooh, the thief! Somebody's trying to get away with something. They're gonna get caught.
What in the world? Are your actions really as selfless as you think? And see, look, she's thinking of 7 swords. And there's like a spider. And she like has her shoe off.
She's gonna kill the spider.
She's thinking of like stabbing it 7 times.
That's interesting.
Anyway, sorry.
So that one confuses me. I'd want to know what the book says on that one. I want to send me that later.
Okay, I'll send you a picture of all these.
Find all the charts, and it has examples and everything like that for what she means by each thing. So everything I just explained, that's where the classic with examples means. And she has it in for Celsius and in Fahrenheit for pregnancy and birth control.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go up here, she's got information on the book, contact, and whatever. Sorry, here it is. So this is the Taking Charge of Your Fertility book. This is what you need to check out of your library. And I highly recommend doing this as soon as possible if you have a uterus. It's an easy read. Like I said, I read it in a weekend. It's heavy reading in that the book is like this big. But it's light reading in that she makes it very
digestible.
palatable. Very palatable. She's funny in her writing. She uses a lot of humor and jokes and personal stories from people and all of that. Now, mind you, this edition was written in like 10 years ago, so she's already working on the 30th edition. So if you rent this version or get this version, it's going to have a few outdated things. Like she talks about another myth, which is implantation bleeding.
It's a myth?
So implantation bleeding is a myth. Yes.
Oh.
It is a myth. There have been studies. There is zero evidence to suggest that implantation causes bleeding. And what they have done is they have created a term, implantation bleeding, to describe any and all unexplained vaginal bleeding in early pregnancy. They will literally call implantation bleeding that occurs at like 6, 7, 8 weeks pregnant.
What?
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
How does
Reminder,
that make sense?
implantation occurs around 9 days after ovulation, around 80% of the time. But it can happen anywhere between 6 days after ovulation and 12 days after ovulation, and anywhere in between. Most instances of vaginal bleeding take place at 5 weeks pregnant. That is like 2 weeks after implantation.
The fuck? How does that make sense? So
It
then
doesn't.
what's happening?
So that's unexplained bleeding. Literally don't know. They don't
Okay.
know what causes it.
Cool.
So they've just decided it's implantation bleeding.
Why do we know nothing about our bodies?
Because they don't fucking study women's bodies for anything.
Sorry. She needed to let that out.
I'm okay. I'm an adult.
Look at this. Look at
I'm
my amethyst. Ooh, so calming. Wow, look, it's like pointy. See the point? Whoa.
Okay.
So shiny.
So
Oh, goodness.
okay. So there are a couple of myths in her book that are in there because when she wrote it, it was commonly accepted at the time.
Okay.
And that will probably be amended in her 30th edition. So I caught a couple of those in these through my like 20th run through of the book.
20th run through. I love you.
I love you too. I've also read her teenage version called Cycle Savvy.
Oh, yeah.
And that is really
Cute.
good if you have a teenage daughter around like 14. That would be a good book for like her if you're looking for something for your uterus owner child.
Will eventually.
Because she basically takes all of the non-trying to get pregnant but stuff about your body and information about your body and stuff like that, and the charting, she includes all of that in the book for teenagers so that the teens can learn how to chart and what it means and essentially, yeah, how to avoid pregnancy. Like she talks about abstinence as well to be like, hey, don't do it. If you do it, here you go are the tools. Use condoms.
True. Nice. Yep. Nope. I'll probably have to.
So I
Like
highly
eventually.
recommend the book. It is
Five of-
wonderful.
Five
And
of
this,
Wands reversed?
which one is that?
Five of Wands reversed?
5 of Wands is about conflict, though usually unserious conflict, playful or competition.
Okay. Why is it reversed?
Can be internalized conflict.
Oh, this says a good coven lets every witch have a say.
I love that.
See, they're all like arguing, but like they're all getting an equal
Yeah.
share amount
So
of time.
the 5 of Wands in that regard would mean that while there is diversity in discourse,
Mm.
reversed, it could mean that you might be in conflict with yourself and are having trouble maintaining the different voices in your own head.
Mm.
And I don't mean that in a crazy way. I mean that as in I can't decide which way to go.
Mm.
You might be at war with yourself on what to do about a situation.
I wonder what all this is pointing to.
It's a good question. I have chatted everybody's ear off ad nauseum for about 2 hours on the body.
Thank you for doing it, though. We need more education on this topic.
Because myths and mysteries and mayhem surrounding the female body especially. I also will eventually on here talk about the male body. Did a little bit with the pre-seminal fluid and how it's not connected to the sperm. But just fun fact, does anybody know what an epididymis is?
Wait, I had to study this when I took anatomy and physiology.
That will be revealed on the next time we do our fertility. Because then maybe I'll find my fucking book. Because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember the word epididymis. So
Epididymis. I remember that. I remember it too.
I'm sure as soon as I hit end, I'll be like, oh, fuck, that's what it was. But,
Thank you for educating me on the topic tonight. I learned a lot. So
do
thank
you
you.
have any last minute questions about myths, mysteries, mayhem of menstruation? And let me see if I wrote any other questions because I feel like
Why do we all sync up? What's that about?
Okay, that is a good question. And I think it is more related to coincidence. However, there is more growing evidence that it could be about pheromones.
Interesting.
Yes. As of right now, it's debated. It's heavily debated. So there's no concurrent reason. A couple of theories include one, coincidence.
Are there any
If everybody
witchy
has,
reasons?
that would be more the pheromones, frankly, because we are, in essence, animals.
True.
And as pack animals, especially, it would make sense for us to sync up with certain people and be not regular with other groups because you don't want everybody fertile at the same time. But it would make sense for people within your close vicinity because you would want to share that experience with the people close with you, right?
That would make sense. Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like how all the lionesses get
situation.
pregnant at the same time in a pride, They go into heat at around the same time. It'd be a similar natural reason if there's a real reason. Personal theory, I think it leans more into coincidence because all of us are so unique in our individual hormones. It's kind of like how we randomly had that one period that was the same.
We had that one period that was the same, and then
not again. Because coincidentally, I happen to be on my period and you happen to be on your period. But our cycle times don't match up.
Yeah, and I'm on birth control, so mine are just
Yours
very
are going to be very
consistent.
regular, consistent 28-day cycles, 30-day cycles, because that's what birth control is designed to do. I am not on birth control. I am lactating. All of those things will change my cycle length. So therefore, I coincidentally am going to randomly sync with random people at random times. There have been so many times when I synced with a friend in middle school or high school where we were just on our periods at the same time. I'm like, oh my God, we synced. And I'm like, I haven't had a period in 3 months. If this is your fault, fuck you. So personally, I think it's more coincidental than it is actual literal. I think some women tend to be more regular. I do think there may be an influence of pheromones around regularity. And if you are within a pack where you feel safe, you're going to ovulate regularly. If you're in a pack where you feel unsafe, you're going to ovulate irregularly because stress suppresses ovulation.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for answering my question.
Absolutely. So next week on the What Up Witches podcast, we will be doing more of our chat. So it'll be our dress down, which I dressed down tonight. But
Yes, I'm wearing my pajamas. Like,
yep, we both dressed down tonight. We
yeah,
happened
yeah.
to. We did not do that on purpose. We keep doing that. We keep like matching each other
Right?
somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's we're like always in sync. It seems like no matter what we're doing or how far apart we are.
No matter where you are, what you do, as long as you love me.
Oh, I'll always love you. Okay,
I can
that
do
was
it
so
now.
fun.
I
It's
can
almost 12:12.
It is. Oh my gosh.
I think
got
it'll
very
be
tired.
12:12 in exactly like 50 seconds because you started, right? No?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Cool. Anyway, this was fun.
It was fun. So next
you
week
for
we'll
joining
do just
us.
a random chat and it will be more on our phones. Probably it'll probably be Substack only. Either Substack or TikTok. You know what? We might do TikTok maybe.
Maybe.
It might be Substack because you don't have enough followers on TikTok yet.
Oh, right.
I keep forgetting about that stupid shit. Okay, so we'll do it on Substack.
Okay.
All right. So wait, what's our fucking tagline? I have to look it up. Where it is.
Stay
All right.
magical.
So next week we'll catch up on some more witchy shit. We will chat. We will do some tarot readings next time.
12:12.
So-
12:12. Anyway.
And 2:12. That's wait, what? 12 time and 2:12.
Yay!
That's so funny. So we will do tarot readings for people. So if you would like your own tarot reading from me and Ellie, join us next week. Chat and tarot.
This deck.
I'll do my crow tarot. I'll have all of my options actually.
This was behind this. Hold up. King of Wands. Shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. Follow.
Oh, follow.
Hit follow, guys. I'm just kidding.
All right. Stay magical. Keep being a menace.
Blessed or hexed. Thanks for listening.
Later, witches.
Bye.
Bye.